Hello and welcome to Learning from Lauren. I am Lauren, and today we are going to talk about how to spread out your information for clients so that they can better understand it. Now, I've been kind of doing a series all month. It's not how I anticipated it at the beginning of the month, but this is kind of how it ended up because there's so much information out there that you're trying to get your clients. And oftentimes, what happens is you kind of maybe throw it at them all at once, not on purpose, because you think like, oh, I'm working on their itinerary. I'm trying to, make this look good. And then at the end, you're like, hey, I'm giving you this big itinerary. However, people often do not learn like this. So if you don't know, I am Lauren. I am a travel agent, and I'm also a special ed teacher of over 21 years. And when I became a travel agent, I was like, oh my gosh, like this training, there's no like national certification that we all need to take. So it's kind of like everyone kind of gets to pick and choose what they do. And it kind of hurts us as travel agents because we don't have some sort of special certification that we need to take. And there's a lot of learning that needs to take place because it's a new job. And even though you might know a lot of information about a destination, there's more than just the destination. You need that customer service. You need that front of camera type of angle. So there's a lot to learn. And that's what this channel is all about. So when you get a client and you finally book a client, a lot of people, a lot of travel agents, they send out these welcome packets. And welcome packets are great. They have lots of information about, the destination, where they're staying, some things that you can do there, all this type of stuff. And it's normally like a pretty long packet. I know my welcome packet is about 20 pages for Disney World. For cruising, it's a little less. For Universal, it's a little less. Those are my 3 areas of destinations that I normally sell. So it kind of depends on what you're trying to do, but you have to understand this welcome packet is to get your clients excited about their trip. They're like, oh my gosh, I have this thing to look at. I can read through it. Maybe they won't read through it, but that's kind of the point. You can't send a welcome packet and then expect, okay, 3 weeks before their trip, I'm going to send them this full itinerary and they're all set. There needs to be stuff in between. So common practice in any type of business is that you want to communicate with your clients once a month. So from this, you want to just talk to people and say like, hey, this is your trip. Maybe the first month you talk about their resort. This is your resort. This is what you should expect. This is what is going to be there. So, this is what's going to be there. This is the food options. This is where you go for, if you need help when you're there, you can go to the front desk or you can call this number, and very just basic information. You could do a video, you could do a fun graphic, any type of way that you do it. I urge you to not make it like a huge email with all the information in it, because most likely people are not going to read it. The fun thing that people like to see are videos and graphics. Those are the 2 big things. And I know I've been talking about it all month because it's so important, okay? You need to be able to be like, oh, okay, so this will help you in the future. You're watching a video right now. So this is clearly how it helps you. So you need to think about that for your clients. Then maybe the next month maybe you break it down. Maybe you talk about a certain restaurant or something specific that they could do. Or if you're doing a cruise, maybe you talk about drink packages or the food packages that they could have on their cruise. And you just do a quick video. You don't have to technically be in the video. You could make a video through Canva with a lot of things with you just doing voiceover. You could even make a TikTok or a reel with it and then just send them that. And it's just like a 1 minute, 90-second thing that they have. And at least you have that in an email that you said like, hey, this is a way that I have spoken to you and I'm, giving you some information along the way. The more important information, or let's talk about final payment. When it comes to final payment, you want to give people a lot of time and a lot of reminders. Like, okay, we're about a month away from your final payment. Remember, it's going to be this and it's due on this date. And I will contact you again in about 10 days to see how you want to pay it. Okay. Then 10 days later, you're sending a short email again saying, remember, final payment is due on this date. This is how much you owe. I have credit card ending in these 4 numbers. Is this the credit card you would like me to pay your final payment with? Then 10 days before, this is your final payment date. This is, you're just repeating yourself. It's very short. You don't want to say anything else in your final payment emails. And you want to start it early enough. I would say 30 days before your final payment is due, you want to start sending out those emails, because some people don't care that they pay on the last day or that they even pay late. So you want to send them as many reminders as possible, even if they're not that kind of a person, you don't know. So you want to make sure that you're sending them those emails, and you want to send them ahead of time. I send them a final payment date on the first day when they first book, and it's in their welcome packet. They're not looking at that every day. So I don't expect them to remember. You can't expect people to remember their final payment date unless you email them. So I email them multiple times before that due date. If there is something where they have to check in, and hopefully we're getting done with COVID testing, but if they have to check in at a specific time, you want to be reminding them over and over and over again. Right up until that time, maybe starting 10 days beforehand before they can start checking in. You want to remind them of that, especially if you're doing a cruise and they're trying to get a specific port time, arrival time. You want to make sure that you are reminding them over and over and over again. It makes a huge difference to your clients. And when you think about it, it's on top of your mind because it's your job. But for them, they hired you so they don't have to think about a lot of things. So you want to be that person that's on top of it and keeps reminding them so that when it does come time, they can do it. Okay. So those are ways you can spread out. I would say you don't want to email information more than 1 email a week during your time together. So what I'm saying is, if you're talking about transportation one week, don't also email about final payment in that same week. Decide that, okay, the final payment email is super important this week. I'm not going to talk about transportation right now. Okay. After final payment is due, then you want all those, again, important information documents. Maybe you have their itinerary. It's going to be long. Okay. They're not going to read it all. They might print it out and bring it with them. They might, do different things with it, but they're probably not going to read it all then and there. So you need to decide what is the important information you think that they should know, and try and do that in emails. Probably about 2 weeks before their trip. It's okay if you're emailing them constantly, maybe even every day. I don't suggest every day, but maybe every day of the week. Yeah, maybe you are, because you want those reminders in. You want to make sure they understand everything, and everything is just super, super exciting for them. And I am so happy to say that the more you contact your clients, the more likely they are going to have a better trip, because they ask all their questions. They know you're available. They know you're trying to help them, even though they might not be available all the time. So it's super important that you try and spread out that information, and it's okay to send multiple reminders. You're not bothering people. People get busy. You think about if you are married or you have a partner, and you remind your partner and you say, don't forget, we have X, Y, and Z coming up. We all know the other person forgets. So you have to think about that with your clients. They're going to forget things. So reminding them is super important. It's going to make you look efficient and make them feel like, oh, okay, yeah, I got to do that. Okay, I have to do the final payment. I have to reach out to Lauren. I have to tell her this. These are all things you want to keep in mind, because they will help you to be a better travel agent and seem very reliable and seem very professional to the people that you're working with. All right, I hope that helps you as you are becoming a travel agent. Again, I have some resources below that will help you. I have a course if you are new to becoming a travel agent. It will definitely help you skyrocket into becoming a travel agent so much faster, so much smoother, and it will help you to really grow your business so that you can be a successful travel agent. So check that out below if you are interested, and I will see you